All right, so today we're taking a look at this portable air conditioner, which was sent to me at no charge for this review. And what I want to do for you today is show you all the parts and pieces that come with this, explain the differences between the exhaust and the intake, and then show you how to install this and then have it up and running in just a couple of minutes. We'll look at the back side here in just a moment. What you have right here is a window kit. Now, this is just a window kit that it's going to have to be large enough for both your intake and your exhaust. And the way these are going to work is to fit inside of your window sill, and then your window is going to close down on top of this. We'll show it to you in this window here in just a minute. I realize that this is backwards, but in order for this to work correctly, you are going to have to cut this down with a hacksaw so that you get the perfect fit. We're not going to be doing that today, so I'm going to be installing mine like this. But typically, the correct installation will be like this. And then this will be cut to the size of your window. I'll show you that here in just a minute. So you do also have your vent for your exhaust and for your intake. You also have your connector here for your exhaust. You got your instruction manual, remote control, your weather stripping to go around your window sill. Then you've also got your intake and your exhaust hoses. And you can see that they are two different sizes, and you want to make sure that you do not put the wrong hose on the wrong side. The smaller hose is going to be for your intake, and your larger hose is going to be for your exhaust. One really nice feature about this is that it is fairly heavy, so it's a challenge to lift for some people. There are handles on each side, but there are really smooth gliding wheels so that you can move it from one room to the next, or you can spin it around. Now on the back side, from the top to the bottom, we have our air filter right here on top. You can take this out and you can wash it and clean it, dry it, and then put it back in, and it's just going to snap into place. You also do have a drain right here if you was using this on the continuous mode as a dehumidifier. Running it dry is what it's called. And then this is where your exhaust is going to be. Your intake is right here. You do also have another drain right here for your air conditioning, and it does come with a drain hose if you wanted to move it over closer to a floor drain. So for the assembly process, we're going to take our exhaust and we're just going to drop it right inside the guides right here, and then it's going to lock into place. There's a little locking lever right here at the top, and then you can push that in if you needed to lift that up and pull it out for some reason, for cleaning or whatever. But once it's in there nice and tight. And then your intake hose is going to go on like this. I want you to notice there are two little clasps on the outside, and these are lockers. And they're right on the inside here. There are two little nipples that are going to go on here just like this. And then you're going to give it a turn just like that. And you can see on the top here, you got a lock and an unlock. Okay? Pretty simple. And it's not going on, you're not going to be able to pull that off of there. And you can see there's little arrows right here also, making it super easy. And then we're just going to give that a little turn to lock it in. Now, before we install the window kit, we want to make sure we get the vents on the hoses. It'll be far easier to do it before you get it into the window. And so we're just going to take our intake vent, and it is just going to screw on here. Okay, so once you get your vent pieces connected to your hose, then you're going to go ahead and install it into the window kit. And those are just going to snap into place. Okay, once you get this installed into the window, the plug does come with a power surge protector on it. So if it does happen to blow a fuse, it's going to blow it right here, and you can reset it right here as well, so that you can keep it in working order without having to go down to your breaker box and reset there. Okay, so some of the features that are available on here is your power button, which is going to turn everything on. And then we do also have a swing door, which is going to move up and down and circulate that air. And the mode select is going to be cool, fan, or dry. So the cool is going to be your air conditioning. Your fan is going to be just circulating air. Your dry is going to be used as a dehumidifier. And the compressor just kicked in, so it's going to drop that temperature down to 64 to about 72. And that air coming out of there is cool. Next thing we have here is our fan speed. So we got our low, medium, high, and then auto, and that auto is just going to adjust with the temperature. And then we can also set a timer on it as well. Okay, before we close out this video, there's three things I want to show you. Number one, I want to show you the temperature coming out of the air conditioner. 54 degrees, that's pretty good right there. And it continues to drop. 53, 52. And so it's doing just exactly what it's supposed to do. Going to cool this room down pretty quick, 51 degrees. Over here, you can see the inverter and turbo. The way to activate those for the inverter is to long press your mode button for 3 seconds. And to kick it on to the turbo, you would hold the fan for 3 seconds. So we're going to go ahead and switch the fan over to turbo. It did change the temperature. And the fan speed is picking up. It's a really quiet fan, actually. You can probably hear that blowing now. Okay, with that fan speed on high, the next thing I want to do is turn this over to the inverter. And what the inverter is going to do is that within 2 minutes, it's going to shut down the compressor so that it doesn't have to work so hard. Let's go ahead and get that on to regular fan speed. And then we're going to long press this to invert it. And then that compressor just shut down almost completely. Now here's what I want to show you. It's maintaining temperature, and then within 2 minutes that compressor will shut off in order to conserve energy and to conserve power. So if you are looking for a portable air conditioner, these things come in super handy. I've donated several of these to family, and sometimes you've just got a hot room in the house. Sometimes you got a hot floor in the house, and your air conditioner just isn't keeping up with the summer's heat. These things work great for that. They're going to work great out in a camper, as long as you got the windows so that you can close down on top of it, so you can have your exhaust and your intake. They're going to work great in the house. They're going to work great in apartment, single living places. So many different uses for these portable air conditioners. I can't recommend these enough. And this one right here is an exceptional one. Not all of them have the intake and exhaust. Most just have the exhaust. So having that fresh air coming through here is really good, and it is one that I would definitely recommend.